Welcome to Fundraising Growth Now, the arts and cultural industry's resource for actionable insights on raising more money and strengthening donor relationships. Your host is Bob Swaney, founder and CEO of Robert Swaney Consulting. Let's get started.
Over the past few weeks, I've focused this podcast on fundraising fundamentals, how to get donors and keep donors, and message to donors, and so forth. Today I want to talk about leadership in the arts, more specifically, your leadership in the arts. Whether you're from the C-suite, the boardroom, the stage, or the curatorial office, your leadership skills, no matter how finely honed, are being challenged and relied upon daily. And no matter your leadership role or level, it's exhausting out there, and it's just plain difficult. Most things you do right now are must-dos, and the business landscape for the arts continues to become increasingly challenging. I won't go into those challenges because, frankly, you already know them more intimately than I do, and you live in them every single day. Even the wins can feel hollow right now because of the comparative mountain of challenges and priorities to address. But is getting things done enough to successfully drive your arts organization through the current challenges? Well, in a word, no. So how can you win in a losing environment? From recently observing some of the best leaders in the arts field, here's a short list of how I would answer. First, leaders don't panic. In fact, they are masterful at prioritizing, organizing, thinking calmly and rationally. They build the case for success in their mind and stay proactively focused, not reactively panicked. Next, leaders find a star to steer by. Multiple problems and cascading issues can overwhelm, but the best leaders decide what single point of light on which to focus, and they rise above all else to stay that course. Then, leaders focus on things they can control and influence. Overwhelm is indeed the word I hear most often. All the distractions, wildly changing situations, and uncontrollable circumstances contribute to that overwhelm. Yet the best leaders are those who focus on the things they can control and the things they can influence. Everything else gets pushed aside, at least for the moment. This is how leaders advance their arts organizations while reducing the overwhelm that has become so common over these past few months. Next, leaders stay visible, yet remain transparent. Let's apply this to fundraising. After all, this is a fundraising podcast. Staying visible in person and on the web and through other communications helps your organization stay top of mind to donors, to volunteers, and to the community at large. Remaining transparent about the challenges and the solutions help boost confidence throughout your organization and your community, which in turn amplifies interest and philanthropic investment. Also, leaders are both inspired and inspiring. It's tough to be inspired in the current climate. However, smart leaders see themselves as chief inspiration officers to call others into action. We've all witnessed a tremendous increase in creativity these past few months, from artists and management, from boards and staff. Creativity is the outgrowth of inspiration. So think inspired and creative because it's what keeps people close and focused and participating. And that includes your donors. Plus, leaders share the journey. There's an old saying that if you're leading but no one is following, you're just going out for a walk. So lead by example and share the journey with staff and board and artists, and patrons, donors and program partners, and in fact your entire community. If arts and cultural organizations are going to bounce back, it will take the good work of many throughout the community. So trust in the idea that many people care about your organization. They look forward to sharing that journey to recovery and success with you, no matter how tough it gets. Finally, leaders ask. They ask for assistance, they ask for feedback, they ask for commitment, they ask for financial support. All this for the good of their arts organization and the community it serves. So, to recap, leadership is driven by many positive qualities. Things like don't panic, focus on what you can control and influence. Stay visible, be inspired and be inspiring. Share the journey. Ask. As a leader, if you're feeling overwhelmed by the issues of your arts organization, it's time to get up, get focused, and aim for a brighter future by using these leadership best practices. And if you remember only one thing from today's message, it's this. When it comes to leadership, you do have what it takes.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of Fundraising Growth Now. For the latest insights and information, please subscribe to our channel, follow us on Facebook, and join our mailing list at rscfundraising.com.